Welcome, my name is Dorota Trupp. I'm a qualified nutritionist. Today I would like to share with you one of my favorite breakfast recipes that no doubt will become one of your favorite recipes. This breakfast option is ideal for those who look for alternatives to processed breakfast cereals specifically. This one is gluten-free, dairy-free, rich in flavor, and healing, giving calcium, vitamin C, and lots of fiber. This dish is stabilizing your blood sugar levels, and it's really easy to digest. You can cook this breakfast in batches and store it for later. So it is something that you can pre-prepare. You can also use different grains. So I have used here quinoa, but you can use brown rice. You can use buckwheat. All right, so let's get started. This dish is best when it's warm. I've already pre-cooked some quinoa, but if you have been cooking it from scratch, there are two ways to prepare to cook the quinoa. So let me give it to you. Number one is you put 1.5 cup of water to 1 cup of quinoa and cook it for about 10 to 15 minutes, and the water evaporates, but that way you've got perfect moisture and it's nice and soft. However, you've got to look into the dish and make sure that it's maybe not in too high heat and you're not losing too much liquid. Another option to cook quinoa would be adding extra amount of water, and after 15 minutes when it's soft, you can just strain it on a strainer and get rid of the excess water. And this is what I've done with this quinoa batch. But because it's already cooked and it's cold right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it up all over again and mix with my ingredients. This dish is extremely high in protein and calcium. What I'm going to do right now is I'll heat up the quinoa with coconut kefir and other ingredients such as goji berries. So you might have noticed I have pre-soaked the goji berries. This is to make it more digestible and increase the flavor. So you can put it through, heat it up. Try to put it on a medium heat. I'm using goji berries that are one of the superfoods. They're extremely high in vitamin C and antioxidants. This dish is really good in a colder days, a colder climate during the winter because it's nice and warm. It doesn't need a lot of time, it literally needs 5 minutes, up to 5 minutes. I will be blending it with carrots, and this is a little bit too high heat, let me just lower it. So you can add some carrots and some apples. And I also will be mixing it with cinnamon, which is an amazing ingredient that will warm up the dish, gives it a bit of a spiciness as well as sweetness. So I use a lot of cinnamon in baking as a replacement of sugar because it does give your dish a little bit of a sweetness. And you're very welcome to also use cocoa powder. I've got some raw cocoa powder here and designated coconut, and just literally warm it up. And look at this, this is really high in fiber. So you've got a lot of health-giving ingredients mixed together, and it's extremely quickly to prepare. You don't have to stand there for an hour. It takes you 5 minutes to 15 minutes, depends if you were able to pre-cook your quinoa, which if you have done this, then you can just pull it out of the fridge and mix it with the rest of the ingredients, and that way you're saving a lot of time. So that dish, as I've mentioned, stabilizes your blood sugar levels, and that would be your ideal option as compared to man-made breakfast cereals that you can see in the supermarkets. So there is nothing better than home-cooked cereal that you can feed your family with. So for me, this dish is done. You're very welcome to use some honey for extra flavor. So maybe just 1 teaspoon. And you can serve it. But we just mix it together and we plate it. So there you go, this is nice and warm, it's a beautiful dish. I like apples when they're cooked, they're much easier to digest for you. And during the colder weather months, you'll find that it's probably gonna be one of your favorites. Maybe during the summer you can go for smoothies, but during the winter time, that's probably what feels best for you. So again, abundance of vitamins and minerals, blood sugar stabilizing dish, very tasty. You can add some honey if you want, but that's, to me, it's pretty much done. And just remember that you can replace quinoa with different grains. Possibly brown rice would be great for you, or buckwheat. That is an Eastern European grain, but that would go very well with the carrot and the apple as well. So those are your options there. It's really good for you and healthy. Enjoy it. Thank you.